All right, guys, let's go. We're gonna do guess the ELO today. There's this new site, it's called whatstheelo.com, and this is what we are going to start with. So this is what we're going to start with, some games here. Take a look, and let's try to guess what the ELOs are of the players who are playing these games. And of course, I'm going to adjust my cam just a little bit as well. Okay, so let's go with the game. We got c4, we got b6, knight c3, bishop b7, and now we have the move knight to f3 being played. Okay, now we get knight to c6, and we get the move g3. Already this opening is a little bit suspicious here from black specifically in this position, because normally you don't put the knight on c6. Normally, like if I go back a move, you probably play like c5. Oops. Normally you'd play like c5 or e6. Apparently I can't arrow here, which is a little bit annoying, but you'd probably push pawn to c5 or a pawn. Oh, actually you can arrow. That was weird. There must be some bug, but normally you play like c5 or e6 here. And so knight c6 is a little bit odd, a little bit unusual opening. This is probably a bit random. We got e5, d3, h6, 8, and queen e7. Okay, this is very clearly a low-level game. People who are more advanced chess, if they played h6, that would be okay, but normally the way you would follow it up is you go knight f6 here with the point that bishop g5 is not playable. But to go queen e7 here, which allows white to play knight d5, forking the pawn and the queen, and maybe forking the king and the rook, it's a little bit much here, a little bit much. So this is definitely a low elo game. We get castles. Now we get castles, a3, f5, b4, g5, b5, e4. Okay, very low level. If you were to play b takes c6, e takes f3 takes, you would win a piece and win the game. So we get takes, knight d2. White hangs the queen here. So this is quite low level. c1, knight e5. Okay, yeah, a lot of blunders here. Probably players are low on time at the end of the game as well. So what does that mean? Yeah, black goes on to win the game. This is pretty low level. I'm gonna take a guess that this is knight c6, e5, queen e7. That feels too weak. Feels too weak. So I think my guess for this one is going to be, what am I going to guess? I'm going to guess this is like, I don't feel like it's 1100. I feel like it's lower, but they didn't hang pieces either, did they? They didn't really hang pieces though. They didn't hang anything outright. I mean, it's just like little blunders. 900, 1100. I'm going to go with like 1065. I think this is too high, but I don't know though. It's an English opening. It's not a normal opening, so it's kind of hard to guess. I mean, he hung the queen, but there were no like outright huge blunders, so it has to be above 800, I think. So I'm gonna go 1065. Whoa, very okay. Actually, I'm gonna be honest. This is very poor. These guys are overrated. They must have done some farming or something. These guys are overrated. 1521 and 1645. I'm sorry. This is these guys, they must have farmed a few hundred points, because if this is a 1600 game, they don't make 1600s like they used to. That's like actually really bad. That's really bad. That's actually unbelievable. Let me click on the game link. Who played this? Montesima 1645. I guess you guys can't see it. I have to change the scene, but you have a 1645 and you have 1521. That's very bad. Very bad. Let's do the next one. Okay, so we got e4, we got e5, knight c3, knight f6, bishop c4, bishop b4, d3, a6. Okay, this is actually pretty solid opening. Honestly, I feel like at the lower levels, playing bishop b4 and how bad we are. I mean, I feel like 1600 should not be making those blunders. Is what I would say. That's what I would say. But I could be wrong. I could be wrong on that one. Okay, we got bishop b4. We got the move d3, and now we have the move a6 being played. We got a3, bishop a5, b4. I assume these actually. By the way, I just noticed at the top it says rapid game, which changes it quite a bit. If this were a blitz or a bullet game, it's quite different. But this is a rapid game. So okay, we got a3, bishop a5. Now we have b4, bishop b6, and we got the move bishop e3. Takes, b5, bishop a2, knight c6, knight f3, castles, and we get the move d5. First big blunder, by the way. First big blunder playing d5, but it's not a blunder that says a whole lot, 'cause it's not a crazy blunder. It's not like you hang a piece for nothing. It's just not. It's not the end of the world. So it's a bad move, but it doesn't really say a whole lot. So we get takes. Now we get the move knight takes, knight, bishop e6. Okay, so black does see that he hangs the knight, but he doesn't hang the queen. e4 takes, knight e7, knight e5 takes, c4. Okay, not actually a very good move here. because now there's knight to c3 and queen d4. Does black find it? He does not. He takes knight e3, queen f3. Okay, mistake. Queen d4 takes. Wow, white finds c5, which I give him big props on, because c5 is actually, you know what's funny, c5 I think is winning the game. Maybe it's not winning because there's knight g3 here. There might be a knight g3 queen a1 trick which saves the day, but still it's asking for a lot. So we get c5 rook here. White does not play rook takes f1, which would win the game. White instead takes, check here, takes, and now here, and black wins by resignation. This one's hard to judge. It's obviously black blunders a piece, which means it has to be below a certain level, so I'd say below 1600. Blunders are pretty minor though. c4 takes knight e3. I mean, those blunders don't seem super crazy actually. I'm gonna guess the last game has me confused. Feels like 1700, 1600. I'm gonna guess this is like 1200-ish. It feels bad, but it doesn't feel crazy. I'll guess 1298. Oh, good guess. Okay, good guess. So the average rating is 1223. Okay, that's good. So 1225 and 1222. So the players are evenly matched. That's pretty good actually. That is pretty good. Okay, let's go for another one. Okay, we get b3. Okay, b3, d6, bishop b2, knight d7. Okay, all pretty normal so far. Actually this is some skill for black to play e4 here and d5. Shows some understanding, not a whole lot, but a little bit, because normally what I would expect is someone who's lower level play this, they would probably just go knight f6. I wouldn't expect them to play d5 and then c6. This feels a little bit more advanced, so I would say already I'm going to assuming there are no obvious blunders, it's probably better than it's better than 2000 is my guess right off. But let's keep going. Okay, normal. Rook e8. Okay, depends how black responds to the pawn capture. He doesn't go for the best line, which is takes and knight f6. Instead he plays knight f8, knight c3, knight b6, g3, bishop e6, queen c2, rook c8, rook c1, d7. This looks h5. This looks pretty good actually. This looks pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. This is some pretty good quality play from black. Sacks the rook, rook e8, bond cloud. Okay, now the players kind of are too low on time. We get some mouse slips and white wins on time. So the players are pretty slow, right? This is a bullet game, so the players are slow. I have no idea what this is. This could be good, it could be, I mean, I would say it can't, even in bullet I don't think it can be below 1200. Like no real blunders here. I mean, white h5 is a good move, h4 is a good move. I'm gonna guess this is like low. I feel like this is probably like 2100-ish, maybe 2000, 2100-ish. It could be 1900 possibly. I feel like but the problem is the players are so slow. I feel like someone above like 2000 is going to be quicker than this. Someone above 2000 will be quicker, so I'm gonna, their speed is slow, so I'm gonna guess like 1990. I don't know, I feel like it's in the 1900s. I don't know why. I feel like it's like, I'm gonna guess 1900. Really? 2300s are that slow? I mean, it is a bullet game, but really 2300s lose on time? Oh wait, oh, I made a mistake, you guys. I realized, you know what my mistake was? When white won on time. Wait, I have to look at this game in a second. You know what I think happened to you guys? I'll tell you what I think happened. You know what happened here? I bet what happened is that black hung the queen and then he ran his time down. He ran the clock down. He didn't actually make this mistake because he had 2 seconds on the clock. He probably played queen c5 and then he sat there for 30 seconds. Oh, he probably sat there for 30 seconds, I bet. If he's 2300. Let me click on the game link. And click on this. I'll change the scene in a second. Let's see, did he have 30 seconds? Does it show the time? It does show the time. Let's go back. Okay, yeah, I'm checking the game. I'm looking at the time now. Really? Is this slow? I'm a little surprised actually. You learn something new every day. I didn't think 2300s were this slow, but apparently they are in bullet. Interesting. Okay, let's go back and let's keep going. Okay, let's do another one. Actually, let's only do blitz or rapid, because bullet's going to be very random anyway. So we got b4 d5, bishop b2. Okay, all pretty normal. A slight mistake, but nothing major from black. This could be any level still. Knight d4 a little bit shaky. Knight d4 a little bit shaky here. Bishop g6, bishop e2, e6, not e5. Players don't seem super strong, but they don't seem terrible either. Bishop e7, f6. I don't know how to judge. I don't know how to judge whether this is a good, like, to me this is a good concept. Is it advanced? I don't think so. So I think it still could be any level. White again goes knight d4 though. This feels like lacking a plan here. This feels like it's lacking in a plan. So what's going on? Get this. I really don't know how to judge this. Okay, hangs a pawn. Okay, white misses knight c5 here. Probably not a big deal because it's late in the game already, so players are probably low. Oh wow, black wins by resignation. White resigns here and doesn't play knight c5. Resignation I think already makes it resignation I think makes it already unlikely that it's super low level. I would guess, what would I guess on this game? No major blunders. This doesn't feel like a high level game though. White put the knight on d4 a few too many times. This doesn't feel super high level, but it's definitely more than like a 1000 game for sure. It's like white lost a thread. I would guess probably it feels like the players lacked plans. They didn't blunder, but they lacked plans. It's probably somewhere between, I would say 1400 and 1800. So I'm gonna go something in the middle. I'm gonna go like 1625. Wow, really? This isn't a blitz game? Apparently I said what? I said between 1200 and no, I said 1400 and 1600. It's 1300 game. Surprising. I would never have guessed this 1300. Surprised. Actually, no, did I say 16? I said 1600, right? That was too high because white lacked a plan. Wait, white lacked a plan. I literally said white lacked a plan and then I guess on the higher end. That was bad. Let's do another one. It's a bad one. Yeah, that was a bad one. Knight h6. Yeah, I guess too high because I forgot what I had said out loud, which is that he was lacking a plan. If you lack a plan, it should be lower. 1600 should have a plan. Okay, normal opening. Losing at every guess. That's the only one that was actually really bad. Is this a bullet game? No, it's blitz. Bullet I think is irrelevant. The blitz ones I should do better on though. Okay, what do we have? Okay, normal. Castles e5, rook e2, takes, hangs a rook. This looks pretty good from black. Doesn't look out of this world, but rook e1 is a good move. Rook e1's a very good move here. This is very, very good technique, but what does that say? Seems like very good technique throughout the game. Like this f4 e5 idea just is a pretty strong idea. Just that white hangs a rook. But how high can this game be realistically? White takes double pawns is also not normal. I feel like white getting double pawns doesn't feel normal to me. Then to go f4. I mean, players seem decent. They don't seem great. I mean, like, I don't think this is a 2200 level game, for example. I don't know. My guess here, like, the problem is after the last couple of guesses, I'm not really sure what to guess, but I'm guessing, I mean, this feels pretty decent. The way that black converted this, rook, I mean, like, playing rook e1 feels like a good move. But I mean, could a beginner find rook e1? Absolutely, they could. The moves are pretty hard, though. The moves are pretty tricky. It feels like a game with a big gap, though. You're right. It feels like a game that could easily be played between like a 1600 and a 1200. Easily, that could be the case. Like, because if you're much higher rated and you play well, your opponent's going to look very bad. So it's possible. I think I'm guessing too high. I think actually, you know what my mistake is? I'm assuming that people are bad the way they used to be when I grew up, and so like when I think of a 1400, I'm not thinking of a 1400 the way they are now, because they're actually better now. This feels like, I mean, really, it feels like someone who's like 1600 playing a 1000. So I'm gonna assume it's not that high, but I don't know. Black had a plan, white never really had a plan. I really don't know what this is. This actually is this is very tough. Oof, I don't think this is a 2000 game. This can't, because 2000s would have lost quicker or resigned or something, I would think. If this comes back as like a 2000, I'm gonna actually be a little bit annoyed. So I'm gonna guess like, I don't know. I feel like it's somewhere in the 1400s. I'm gonna go with 14. You think it's 1500s? I feel like it's between 1400 and 1600, but I don't think it's a 900 game. If 900s play like this, there's something wrong. They're underrated and their stats are very interesting. I'll go with 1399. I think. Really? Really? I never would have guessed this. Yeah, I never would have guessed this. This is actually shocking. I'm surprised by that, but there's no actual way to like get a system of points or anything. I'm surprised. I told you again. Yeah, I'm actually surprised. Let's try a new one. Let's go d4. Okay, let's go for this. King's Indian. Yeah. What do we have? Got this rookie 8. Okay, this is a real opening, by the way. Actually, this is a high quality opening. I don't know how an 1871 can be that bad. I'm actually surprised I didn't resign either. This is a real opening though. This is actually a very serious real opening. Like playing a Benoni with knight a6. This is a high level. This is very high level. This actually looks like a. Wait, this is a real game. This is a real game, by the way. This is a legit real game. This is a very okay. This one I should be able to get. This is pretty high level. This is a very high level game. Like both players know the heavy theory. Knight h5 rook. I mean, this is very serious. We get rook. So rook b8 was probably a slip. I bet black intended to go rook c8. We get takes. Queen d8. Rook b1. Knight f6. Queen b5. Knight d7. Bishop a6. By the way, this is insanely good. Or wait, no. Actually, it just hangs a piece. But players are probably low on time. Did he flag or what happened? Actually, no. The game goes on. Wait, the game goes on. Okay. Oh wow. Players were pretty good. They got low on time at the end. This is not a super high level game though. Seeing the ending is actually very important to get an idea. This is pretty decent. I'm thinking this is like 23ish. If this is like 1800, I just give up. I mean, I see no point. It's gonna be like 1000. There's no way. I mean, this is pretty decent, but it's not super high level because the blunders at the end are I think it's like 2300. It could be higher, obviously it could be, but it could be like 2500, but I think it's somewhere in the 23s. I'm gonna guess like 23 26 maybe. It could be lower, it could be 2100. If it's 1800, I don't even know what I'm doing. This time I was right, and so I go down. This time I was right, and then I go down. Wow, that is unfortunate. This time I didn't trust my original instinct. I thought it was high level, but because the ending was so bad, I thought they were lower rated. That's frustrating. All right, let's move on. That was fun, but obviously I'm not great at guessing. So let's move on.